me try this.
Welcome to the Charlotte Chatter Podcast with Kerry Clift and Mitch Benish. Now here are your hosts, Kerry and Mitch.
Here we are, episode 26, season 2. And if I sound funny, that's because I had too much fun in Pendleton, Oregon last weekend. So partaked on all the festivities, and I think I lost my voice at the karaoke machine, but we're getting it back. But what a good trip. I don't know if you guys ever get a chance to go to the Pendleton Roundup, which was named Outdoor Rodeo of the Year, I think 8 times or some damn thing. But the cool part is the downtown of Pendleton. They really can throw a party. So fun times and fun friends. But anyway, we got a big day to talk about. That'll be September 20th. SE Online sales. Correct?
Yep.
Mitch?
Wednesday.
It is, which is Wednesday. So this will be, we're recording on Tuesday night, and I hope this will be out tomorrow morning, which will be Wednesday. So you guys will be able to hear it live and bid that same day. So the Benish Kennel Company sale on SE Online. But first off, let's talk about how everything went at the Husker Harvest Days. So you guys took a couple of calves there, and I saw a video, I think on TikTok, of 2 calves and a whole bunch of kids playing and fondling over it and basically riding these calves. So are those 2 calves in the sale tomorrow?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Lot 5 is the white heifer and 8's the steer. It was, I don't know. It was a better Husker Harvest Days than we had in the past. That thing was the place to be before COVID hit. And then obviously, what COVID did a lot of in-person things, it toned it down.
Yeah.
But it's climbing back, but there was a lot of family there for, it seemed like whatever reason on Thursday was the big day for the families. And so these little kids were in I was talking to a customer or something, and I turn around and I can hear this noise, and they just like ran in the pen with them, and the calves were laying there. And they're all of a sudden, there's 4 of them, and they're all like laying on them and and there was a little girl that I missed, was just had her arms around the neck of that white heifer and was hugging her. And that's what I got my camera out to video. And then she just walked off right when I started videoing. But then the best part is when you can hear clear as day that the little boy said, "That's amazing."
That was a good video.
God.
I'm assuming these calves are pretty gentle by now. So by looking at that, but
yeah, you know what? They're a lot of the fake news sire calves are just born that way. They just are. It's definitely bred in them for sure.
So that Husker Harvest Days, is that a show? Did you go under a judge?
No, everything's just display. So I mean, it's a farm show. So they have the equipment, the cattle, the seed, anything you can imagine. Any vendors that you would see at a state fair are probably going to be there. Yeah. So they just on display. Just a strictly display thing. And most of the people take like commercial, like bulls for commercial cattlemen or whatever,
right,
on display, or some cow-calf pairs or whatever. But they've really promoted it with the FFA kids. So we've had a lot of traffic with our sale cattle. So we always, bring in either, young heifer or young steer, or,
right,
show prospects to display. So that's worked out for us.
Yeah. So. Well, I am glad to hear it. In one sense, it wasn't a show, and it didn't have a judge, because we don't want to offend Christian out there, one of our listeners, obviously, and hurt his feelings that we're talking about judges again. But which we only did for 2 or 3 episodes of the 50 episodes that we've done. But and then looking at, we probably only maybe done probably 30 episodes on production type cattle, but we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, do we, Mitch? So,
well, the problem with some people is they only hear what they want to hear, and if they think they know more than everyone else, then they don't hear it all. So
exactly, but sorry to offend any listeners that we do talk about judges and rate them,
or cattle that have some look. It's not. Yeah, I mean that's not against the law when raising cattle.
Yep, exactly. Anyway, let's talk about the crop harvest. We have a little crop harvest before we before we go into your sale lot numbers.
Yeah, so we're unfortunately we've got some pretty warm temps again here. We're pushing the 90s. I think some parts of the state we're mid to upper 90s, and so it's ripened stuff quick, which we normally do not start like October 1st. A lot of people are getting pretty itchy around here.
Yeah,
But we've got a lot of harvest done already. We did right at like 100 acres yesterday, or actually I think my uncle peeled into it a little bit on Sunday when we had our open house. But so we knocked out some corn. It is dry. Ours is probably some of the driest around, but we kind of planned a little earlier with maybe not too full of a season of corn. But a lot of people rolling on beans in certain areas that have planted early with the shorter season bean. They're rolling pretty hard on that. I've heard some really bad numbers. Some of those people are never very positive people, so I don't know how accurate that is.
yeah.
But I do know from what
None of us the gloom and doom.
Yeah. Oh, just terrible. From what I expected on ours, it's doing just a pinch better. So
good.
That's kind of nice. So it's not quite the wreck that we expected, but this year's a roller coaster of emotions farming, because we started off so stupid dry, then we got rain in July, which we never do, probably a damn near record amount of rain in July, and so everything looks so awesome. So we're like, yeah, fist pumping,
Yeah.
And then it shut off and got hot again. So but it looks like the corn survived that. I've heard the bean yields aren't going to be too good, which initially in July we're like, yeah, these beans are going to be record, but so not. But like our corn that the 100 acres we did yesterday was being normally I think 140 to 50 average, and it without calculating it's right at 120. So and I should have looked, but probably I think we got less than 10 inches of rain this year, and we're normally 30 some inches of rain and no snow this winter.
Right.
So
we're
we got the big cracks back in the ground again, Randy. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, they said there was going to be a record yield, a corn yield. So I guess we'll see if that actually happens, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Do you know where they found that? In central Nebraska, that's burned up.
Yeah.
Honest freaking God. That was a big deal. Everybody's laughing around here. They have a big group of people that drive around like from all out of state, and then they invite people from in-state, and they found record yields in the area of Nebraska that's dried up the worst.
Yeah.
That's got less rain than what we've had.
So then you look at, I'm just reading some other highlights. It says, talking about insurance, crop insurance, due to drought conditions, RMA announced no interest charges for late premium payments for the 2023 crop year. Just keep in mind that premiums must be paid prior to the termination date of the crop. So so how does this make sense? We're having high yields and then we're not. I don't know. Yeah. Then you got your predicted harvest being record. So kind of weird. I guess we'll all know when it actually comes out. So
yeah, it's there was a 4% increase today on corn. They're talking like some of the experts that I really actually trust around here. They're talking a good 50-cent bump here in the near future, not say distant future, probably before the first of the year. Yeah. But and then I would say just my prediction, it's probably going to be more of a mid-year next year, mid to early year. They're going to be like, oh shit, we're out of corn. Now what do we do? Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, today, Mitch, I took a coal cow, 14-year-old coal cow to the sale and just shy of $1,500.
Oh yeah.
I mean, 14 years. I mean, obviously we've gotten, the 13 cows out of her. I used her as a recip the last 4 years. I mean, and they get that value. I mean, this is good. Those prices are good. So,
Yeah.
hey, I don't know if you notice I'm swatting around, but you ever notice flies this time of year when it goes from 90 to 50? These flies are like little Nazis. They find your earlobes and they're just like dying to get in there or something. They're little.
We
They're
got
on
one. We got one flying
steroids.
in here too.
So I watch them, but so I'm swatting around and here, swap, there he goes. But this guy's he's on something. This little fly, he's gonna die here shortly. But anyway,
It's not your
let's get into your sale. Yeah, we get into your sale lots. So your sale is on SC Online Sales, and we're gonna talk about the lot 7 purebred Charlie heifer.
Yeah.
Which will be coming up on your screen here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I should probably do my part here, huh?
Yeah. For those who are going to be watching on YouTube, there you go. So,
yeah. So,
she's
lot
a March
7.
heifer.
Yeah. So, lot 7. So, for those of you that don't know, the SC Online, our sale opens at 7 a.m. There's different starting times. Some of these people have started the bidding later in the afternoon. My customers like to bid early. They're not the come right in at the last minute, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes into extended bidding at 7 p.m. Central Time, where some of these guys are doing 8 p.m. And again, my customers are like, I don't want to be bidding until 11 o'clock at night. So I'm like, hey, you got to listen to what the customer wants. So it starts at 7 tomorrow morning.
Your time.
Yep. Central Time. And then, then there's bidding all day and then extended bidding. So whenever anybody bids on any of the lots, then it extends.
Sorry.
Sorry. It'll extend 4 minutes. But back to lot 7. Unfortunately, this is the only purebred on the sale. We had a couple of other ones earmarked out. And then one that we actually had right down to picture day, had her ready to go, and then she got a foot injury, so we weren't able to hold her or put her on the sale. But Devin and I went through the pastures the other day just checking on the health of everything and mainly on our water situation, and we found quite a few good purebreds in there that will be on our second sale. So that's and should have been on this first sale, but when you're picking them out 2 months ago when we're in a drought in the heat, it's hard. Everything looks terrible. I mean, I shouldn't say terrible, but it's just hard to pick out, and then all of a sudden you go back and you're like, ooh, diamond in the rough. But
missed that one.
Yeah, lot 7 has always been kind of a standout. She's out of a cow that Mark Sullivan owns from Iowa that he had purchased from Boyert's, and it's the only thing I know about her pedigree is that she is out of Firewater.
Okay.
She is a pretty cow. She's, I wouldn't call her moderate by no means, but she's just kind of chiseled out like front pasture type of Charolais cow. And so like those cows, I like to use the bulls like kind of like the Mescalito on. But to be honest, I'm surprised that this heifer's got kind of the growth and the length of spine and everything that she in long neck like she does. Because Mescalito, I wouldn't say carries a bunch of length of spine or long neck, and the mom is she's just middle of the road. She's just damn near picture perfect cow. So pretty interesting piece. We sold a full sister last year that I believe was our high selling Charolais on the first sale, and done really nice for the family. So this one's made the same way, but just a little more everywhere. A lot of our full sibs that we had from last year that we sold are just a little better everywhere this year.
Yeah.
So she's definitely one. So I don't know, Devin, what do you think of this heifer?
I like her. I mean, I love her natural rib and her length of neck. And, I mean, her video maybe not the best just because she was kind of in heat that day we got her out in the pen, but other than that, she's real pretty.
Oh yeah, if you watch the video, she's got her tail curled up. We let her off the trailer because it's our picture pens across the road from our yard.
Oh, yeah.
Let her off the trailer and she's got her tail curled up. I'm like, are you
nice.
flicking kidding me?
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, cattle people know heifers come in heat, and if a heifer this age is in heat right now, it's probably not so bad. She can be fertile probably. So
yeah.
But kind of a pretty good outcross pedigree there for a lot of stuff that's going on, and so
perfect.
Nice heifer, I think.
That's lot 7, the only purebred Charolais heifer to be offered in the sale. So let's go on to lot 5, which is a Charolais composite heifer by Fake News, an April born. So what's her story?
So the Fake News bull we had actually leased 2 years in a row from Matt Lautner, and he is an In God We Trust son. Probably one of the first ones that ever hit before In God We Trust got popular, because he didn't really get too popular for about 3 years, and now I don't know what he'd be, 5, 6, 7 years old, maybe something like that. But so Fake News is, I believe, half. His mom was half Shorthorn, half Charolais, unless I read the pedigree wrong on him. So Fake News himself would be a quarter Charolais. But then this one comes from another cow, Mark Sullivan's. And she was, I'm going to screw up the pedigree here. Oh, shit, I can't think of it. But anyways, this heifer is caught a lot of attention. My niece had showed her at our county fair. They'd been bugging me for a couple of years, and I'm like, when they say, oh, after you do good at a show, I'd like to show sometime, and I'm like, nah, that ain't the right time to ask. I want you to ask before stuff happens. And so this year we were like, all right, we'll try it out. And so Devin and I were going through the calves that we needed to DNA for him for State Fair. And we got down to about 10 of them and sorting through them. And so basically we picked the 2 tamest ones for her to show. She's 11 years old, I think, maybe 12. I don't know. But she'd never showed cattle. They show goats. And
wow.
She looks like she's 16 or 17. I mean, she's pretty athletic, and that wasn't a worry, but you just want the first time kids to have something. So this is one we picked out, but definitely we should have maybe had this one in our State Fair string. But I don't know, Devin, you say what you think about her?
Yeah, I mean, I love this heifer, and I mean, she's been kind of a standout since birth. Just extremely long hair and long necked and big bellied as a calf. But just when we were trying to figure out State Fair calves, and she was just kind of right there in our face the whole time and always up sniffing us and stuff like that, we kind of knew that she was probably one of the tamest calves we raised probably to date. So she's about bomb proof when it comes to calves. So
good deal. Yeah. So that's that'd be lot 5, Charolais composite heifer, April born heifer. The next one we'll talk about is lot 11, a March born composite Fake News heifer.
Oh, Devin, it looks like you forgot to upload that one. Go ahead.
We could talk about her then.
Yeah, we could talk about it. So 11, this girl has got some power. She initially, early on as a baby, there was another steer in her that we're going to talk about, the steer. And we, as little calves running around in the mud there, were like, we always thought, oh, look at them 2 gold steers or butterscotch or whatever. We kind of call them orange because a lot of these are a little darker colored.
Right.
And we always thought 2 steers. But as she matured out, this thing's got some extra pieces. She reminds Devin and I both a lot of the heifer that he showed this year at Junior Nationals. maybe reads to have a touch more frame to her than what that heifer had, which I don't know that either one needed or it's a discounter and had either way. But at this point in the game, I think this heifer's got a little more softness of rib than that heifer had, a little longer necked. But I ain't gonna lie, this heifer likes to eat. I seen her at the bunk bulldoze right in like a torpedo in between 20 calves, and she gets to the. I mean, they just scatter because she's a boss. But
She's alpha.
huge. Yeah, she's definitely alpha. Huge foot. I think this one could go either way, breeding or market. But and that's one thing I never mentioned on the fake news. The steer that we sold last year that went to the Ladwig family in Wisconsin, as far as carcass or market goes, that steer done a lot of winning, and he was good looking.
Mm-hmm.
Can't discount him for that. But
Yep.
that steer yielded 69% when they hung him.
Wow.
And I want to calculate. He was right at either March 30th or April 1st born steer. So
Wow.
I think he was 18 months old when he yielded that high.
Wow. That's
So,
awesome.
Charolais genetics definitely working very well with the severely clubby bred bull, I think. So
Yeah, no kidding.
but that's the thing Charolais genetics always do. And people, my dad always said, you have to have calving ease first, and then let the outcross vigor do the rest.
Right.
And kudos to the people that want to push, the extreme gains, and they're gaining, 8 pounds a day and 6 pounds a day or whatever. When I was a kid, 4 pounds a day was like, holy crap, them really gaining. But whatever, they're 1,600-pound yearling weights. That's what you want to do, but you don't always have to get that outcross figure.
Right.
But,
right.
I wish I would have got that darn photo. She did take a really good photo. So lot 11, we didn't show her, but she definitely is got a pretty gentle attitude. She's broke the tie pretty well. And
pull her up on your phone, Devin, so you could show it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, I got it on my phone. I just freaking
it didn't show up.
Devin, what do you think of that lot? Devin likes that one pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I think it's kind of whenever somebody comes to our place, they're like, is lot 5 or lot 11 better? And it's kind of one of those things where it's to each their own, because, I mean, they both got their differences. And lot 11's just got a huge foot to her, and she's so straight on her feet. She's probably the best structured calf to the sale, maybe even one of the best structured calves we've ever sold. I mean, she's just so good structure-wise. And
she's got that popular butterscotch color.
Yeah, she does. And it's pretty intense hair. So
cool.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, is she too straight on her leg? Because whenever she stops, it's always like a pose, like she's set up, with that leg back. But I'm like, no, watch her walk. She hits every track, and her foot is bigger than all the steers in the pen.
So could she be a registered half Charolais then?
Yes. Yep. She's composite Charolais. Yep. I believe that cow was out of an LT bull that we purchased a while back. The cow's got some age on her.
Yeah.
That cow has got, she's got some big hind end muscles there. She's just a big old stout cow, but as always, definitely passed it on to her heifers. And this one is definitely a beast.
All right, so that's a lot 11, and let's go on to lot number 1. A fake news crossbred heifer out of a purebred Hereford that's been on the show string.
Yeah, so technically she'd be an 8th Charolais, but we're not like the Keys. We don't allow every little dabble to register, and that's fine. I'm not condemning them. I had a little backlash about my talk about the Red Angus needing to use the Power Eye more bull.
Did you?
I don't want no key people backlashing on me. I said I wasn't saying I said I wasn't bad talking on the Red Angus. I'm like, I just feel like more people could use that,
Yeah.
But so no, technically this heifer would be an 8th Charolais if, like I said, if I read the fake news pedigree, because there's some of them names crossover, but I do believe he has got a little Charolais in him. And then Purebred Hereford, this heifer, every time you went out the pasture, we liked her. We're like, holy cow, is it? And she had a full brother last year that was a standout. She was a touch older than the brothers, so maybe showed a little maturity where we decided to take her to State Fair. And throughout the week at State Fair, Devin kept saying, "Oh man, we're gonna be the smallest ones here." And I was like, "Yeah, but look at the other small ones. They don't look like her. Like these things mature early, and they keep that look. They keep the freshness." I'm like, we got that advantage. Like she looks like the calves that weigh 300 pounds more than her, but better because them things can't walk.
Mhm.
And so we did not expect to win, nor did we go into Devin's last year FFA saying we're going to win the champion feeder heifer and the champion steer, but we did, and we are very humbled by that. But yeah, so she ended up winning the champion feeder heifer, and then the heifers and the steers go against each other, and she was picked champion overall feeder calf for FFA.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And yes, there was more than 2.
There's 3.
Yeah. I had a guy ask, he's like, well, was there not very many head? And I'm like, well, you can just say congratulations and walk away, you jackass.
Jealousy gets the best of people.
There actually was a record number, I think, for feeder calves this year at the FFA show. So she is also dog tame. And yeah, I could see this one. Like people are, a couple people ask me, what do we need? What kind of cow do we need? Or what do we need to raise composite Charolais? This thing right here. I mean, all day long. I wouldn't take the risk of breeding a Charolais first whack. I breed something pretty easy. And then after that, all day long Charolais, for dang sure clean up with your Charolais bull on her and go. Cause that Hereford cow, we've cleaned up with Charolais bull a couple times on her. And the weird thing is they all come out the same color as this calf did.
Huh.
And high quality, but
does she have a white face? She have a white face, or is it just kind of light color?
Kind of a white Brocco face, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, she got some speckles and some cool stuff there. So
yeah. So that's lot 1, fake news April crossbred heifer. How about we go on to lot 2? The first steer offering that we're talking about is an April born fake news out of a Charolais. Okay, it's composite Charolais. So junior national kids, look him up for good composite steer, April born. So that's been on the show road. So what's the story on this boy?
Yeah, so he was one of our picks to take for. We picked 2 steers out to take for State Fair. There's another steer that we wish we would have taken to State Fair after we got everything in and got a little closer to State Fair. But this steer was champion feeder steer. And after we got champion feeder steer with him and Devin comes out of the ring, I was like, dude, you're winning the whole show. You got champion heifer and steer. And it just like the light bulb went on. I'm like, holy crap. But
it's just happened. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it just but we sold a maternal sib to him a few years back. Miles Tonius purchased and then got to a home in Wisconsin there, and that would have been COVID year. I believe they canceled the Wisconsin State Fair. They had kind of a makeup show, which looked like in somebody's large machine shed or something. I don't even know where it was, but that steer ended up champion Charolais in 9th overall. This steer looks real similar. He's probably a month younger than that steer, but these fake news probably feed as efficient as anything. And that cow's got some size, but super, super soft ribbed. And I think you know, some people question if he's wide enough, but these fake news calves are like purebred Charolais or any Charolais cross calves. They just keep getting more muscle,
The
more
more,
muscle,
yeah,
more muscle. They don't go the other way like some breeds would,
yeah.
or maybe designed to. So,
What does this calf weigh right now?
he was about 480, pretty shrunk out at State Fair. So he's probably 5.5 right now, which is, I think quite a bit for an April steer. Last year, a brother of another fake news sired steer weighed right similar to that in September 1st at their state fair. He was like 1370. And then probably the 20th of September. No, it wasn't even. It was about the 17th of September. He was 1440 at their county fair. So these things will gain. We see a lot of calves right now that are selling that are 700 pounds in Nebraska, and it's like if they gain like mine, they'd be 1,800 pounds at state
Yeah,
fair.
no kidding. Yeah, no, he's built the right size. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, Devin. What do you showed him? What do you think?
I mean, he's obviously show broke and he's ready to roll, but other than that, he's just the pretty steer out of the group, I think. I mean, he's got the most look out of anything we've probably ever sold. I mean, he's just got a good profile behind him, and I think the rest will come as he's on feed. But he's just kind of one of those steers. You get him for his looks and you wait for the rest is kind of what happens. But
Cool. Well, look him up. That is lot 2. And we'll go on to lot number 6, which is another fake news composite Charolais steer of a Charolais cow, April born.
Yeah, this guy here was the one that I said that lot 11 heifer. Them two, we couldn't hardly tell them apart. He is just, the picture's a little bit of a wanky picture, but it kind of gives a good enough look where we hope people click on the video and check him out. But another super good haired, soft rib. I mean, he's going to feed. He is really, really wide hooks to pins. He's got that, like in the pig world, they'd say that, I don't know what they call it, the wider skull or, and so, he's going to be a stout dude and, bone and, travels out. I talked earlier about that one steer that the Ladwig showed, yielding 69%. This is going to be a 69. I mean, he's going to be a upper 60s as well. You can tell he's got a lot of red meat in him, and these steers and heifers that just got this natural rib shape already and depth of flank at this age, they feed. This is no pop gut or no bottle calf belly, I guess I would say.
Yep.
They've been like this since they've been born.
Yeah.
We put a video up on that lot 5 heifer. And I know I have a video of most all these when they're babies, but that was the only one I could find. And at first I questioned myself. I said that she was 3 weeks old. And then I was like, then I went back. Actually, she was a little less than 3 weeks old like that, but she already had that, soft look, which when they come out woolly as a goat or a sheep, it tends to make them look a little softer, but they just do. They got the little deeper flank to them and carries out. And it just, I mean, they got to have a tank to convert the feed. So
that's awesome.
That's what these things do well. So
yeah, that is lot number 6, fake news steer. So how about we go on to lot number 8, another fake news composite Charolais steer.
I'll let Devin talk about
he's
this
he's kind of a silver color, looks like.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So my cousin, she also showed this one at the county fair. He was by far the tamest steer we had when we were getting them in for picking out state fair calves, and he just kind of rose to the top when we were figuring out. I mean, we were a week out from county fairs, so we needed to get them broke and ready to roll. So
yeah,
he was pretty easy going from the start, and he's always been that way. I mean, you can walk up to him in a huge pen and start petting him on the back, but other than that, I mean, he's just a big, stout, burly steer that's choke fronted and pretty from the side. I mean, he's kind of a standout, and I fought with Dad about how we should put this one to State Fair instead of sending him to County Fair, and he didn't know, and I think he's finally about ready to admit that I was right instead of him.
We did. We did. And I had to justify it. I'm like, yeah, but look, well, and see, okay, so the one that we were tossing over was the one that actually won the steer show. So it really kind of looks like Dad didn't screw up too bad.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
So, I mean,
took both of them.
Yeah, well, we should have. But I was like that other white steer. I was like all in on that one, and he's just getting so big and soft. He's going to go to an early fair, and somebody ain't gonna have to feed him much. He's just on the gain like a big burly fat steer.
The other white steer, not
the other white steer. Yeah, he's solid. He's ghost white. The other one, but this steer. So at our county fair, weaned like a week and a half on the halter, like 5-6 days. He actually was reserve overall feeder calf there, and we do have a fairly competitive county. So, and I don't know. And I always tell Devin we should always pick bigger calves when we pick just to compete with the bigger ones. But
right,
a lot of these people that are picking feeder calves are like, all right, I'm picking this December, which they are supposed to be January, but they're just huge. So here's this little cool looking steer competing with these, steers that are probably 3 months older than him. And he took quite a few of them out. So
good.
But probably the widest pinned steer we've ever raised and squarest. I mean, he looks fake. I tell some of these guys, he looks like everyone else's steers that all look the same miraculously.
Yeah. But how's that work out? Yep.
Yeah, but no, just really, he was the one when we had our open house, and there were several of them, but he was the one I noticed the most. There was always a little kid scratching underneath his jaw, and
good.
And he and for being that tame, he does lead and show well. So it's not not that he's just a big dummy. He's not
an Eeyore, huh? Yep.
No, he likes people.
Good.
So kind of fun.
Good deal. So that is Lot 8, March born, fake news out of composite steer. So again, junior national type of a steer for some Charolais kids. And the last one we're going to talk about today is lot number 14.
Yeah.
Composite Charolais steer out of Full Flush, February born, and a Charolais cow.
This is Big Ted here, is what I call him.
Big Ted.
February born, like that cow is one of the prettiest, moderate. I mean, she's just so maternally made. And then here comes Big Ted. Like, I mean, I don't know what he weighs, but he probably weighs 700. I put him on here because there's always somebody looking for an early fair. We always got that question. And he was kind of the favorites. We have him and another black steer that are the oldest in the pen for steer wise. But yeah, he was one that's I was telling Devin, I'm like, we should have showed this, because even though he isn't exactly our favorite, and actually in the picture, and maybe now as he matures, he's getting to be more our type. But early Devin's like, I don't know. But he's finally, he just took a growth spurt there right about the time we were picking out calves. He just got huge.
No, okay.
And now he's getting that squareness of hip back, and you can see he's got some rib shape to him, and long front end, and he's got golden hair like our President Donald Trump.
Yeah,
and,
right on.
So very nice. So
what is the Full Flush bull? What is his?
Full Flush is a Fu Manchu. He's a red and white bull of Matt Lautner's out of Taylor Luking's Emerson donor from Central Nebraska.
Oh, okay.
I think that Emerson donor's got quite a few clubby bulls on the market out of her. So
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, he was, and that's the thing. Also, I didn't expect him to just have so much gas in his tank, because that's why I used him on some of the Charolais cows, because he's pretty short and square, and got the more of the show features with a lot of good red meat in him.
Right.
I figured maybe those calves won't have as much gas for grow wise, but no, this steer kind of proved us wrong. And
Right.
actually, we got a fake Hereford in the group too that's out of full flush, and she is also very growthy. So
Hmm.
it's kind of nice
something in the
when you-
background.
Yeah, well, and I think you're just crossing them. It's just the
Mm.
vigor. I
Yeah.
think it's kind of catching wind on some of them. So
Yep.
yeah.
So that's lot 14. We just covered, what did we cover? 8, 9, 10 lots there. So there's several more lots that you can go on SC online sales or Facebook and Twitter, or not Twitter, TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok and all those fun social media stuff to check out the rest of the pictures and the videos. So the sale is September 20th. SC online sales. So
Tomorrow.
yep.
Quick.
Well, this will be airing today.
Yeah.
In a sense.
It'll be aired today. Yeah. And if you don't catch this sale, like I said, we're gonna have a second sale. We have, since we started doing online sales 7 years ago. Just another way. It's we don't really push for the January, February. So we'll calve into the April, May months. And it just seems like sometimes you let some of them go a little longer. And even some of the early ones that you miss, like we missed a few of them. So we just divided them up. Instead of pushing 35 lots on one sale, we divide them up into 2, and it works with our small shortage of help, maybe our small workforce here. So
that means
how that goes.
You're calling out your workforce that's sitting right next to you. Yeah.
Well,
he's the non-programmed donkey. Yeah.
Me and him took most of the pictures and videos ourselves, though. It's me and him getting them ready and picturing a video, and then Andrea helped. Mom helped quite a few this year. So
whenever she was off work.
Yeah. But sometimes we get in a pinch where, we almost ran into that this year where the weather wasn't cooperating. We were getting just enough rain to, like, 10 hunters to not be able to picture. And so we delayed one day, and we did good though. The next day after the rain was supposed to be rainy again. And I told Devin, I'm like, I'm just going to get 8 of them, or actually I told him 3 of them up, and I ended up getting 6 or 7 of them up. And I'm like, I'm going to get them washed. And I was like, if the sun comes out, well, shit, by the time I got done washing, the sun was out, and boom, it was game on. And we pictured them well. And our neighbor girl come riding down the road on her 4-wheeler exactly when we were picturing them. She came and helped us. She likes doing that. So
that's perfect.
Yeah, little Morgan shows up at the right time, and she's been helping us picture for a lot of years, probably since our first or second sale.
Yeah.
She likes coming over, and she's good in the pen. She knows how to push cattle when they need it, and just enough.
There's more to it than meets the eye. That's for sure. So.
Oh yeah.
All righty. Well, I think we'll wrap this episode up. Episode 26 of our season 2, and the Benish Cattle Company SC online sales September 20th. And so go check them out on all the social medias and bid long, big, happy, and bid a lot, right? So don't go down till the sun comes up, right?
That's right. Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully sooner than that.
It's not going to be a 10-dayer.
No.
There was one last night I was watching that went pretty long. One of Aaron Shorter's, I think. I can't remember what time it finally got done.
Yeah,
like,
that thing went. Yeah, it went.
Yeah.
It went
Good
about
job.
3 hours or so in extending, I think.
Yeah, he did a great job. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're getting stuff halter broke and get to do the whole picture stuff here in a couple of weeks. So I feel the heat coming on. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you on the next trip, guys, and have a good one. Stay tuned for the sale. Talk to you later.
Thanks, everybody.
Sometimes good boys act like bad boys. Don't take offense, deep down we're all little boys. It's just part of our DNA. 7-day road trip, hanging out with friends, nothing but fun, adventures, and drinking. Come on, y'all, make a little noise. Boys will be boys.
Got it.